We're talking the Olympics are going on. They're going on in Rio. And you're hearing all different types of stories. You're seeing the violence out there. You're seeing the recklessness out there. But you're seeing also where, ZIKA has been, there's been so many reports, tens of hundreds of reports of ZIKA out in Rio. So we couldn't start off a show without our Ask Dr. Michele segment. Dr. Michele, how you doing?
Hi, how are you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Even better now that you're on because you are our expert.
Okay, no problem at all. Well, I was going to say this whole Zika virus is caused by when you get bit by a certain strain of a mosquito that we normally see in the tropical and the subtropical areas, but we are seeing it now in the United States. So it's not just Rio, and cases of people having been infected by the Zika virus are also being found as close as New York.
Wow. I got to tell you, last week, Dr. Michele, it was either last week or maybe within the last 3 weeks when there were reports, upwards of 15 identified reports in Miami, most of them in a concentrated area. But as you mentioned before, I remember last year there were reports in New York of Zika. So
yes.
You put together a wonderful blog post, as you always do, and I got to tell you, I was able to share it.
And thank you very much.
Oh, please. It's my pleasure because, as we all know, knowledge is power.
Yes,
and
most definitely.
Awareness, you just got to be aware. You got to be in the know. So yes. I will, as always, I'll decrease and I'll let you, I would love for you to increase and talk about your blog post.
Well, a couple of things. One of the things is I don't want people to be afraid of traveling anywhere in our country or even anywhere in the world. So it's fine to travel, but there are just certain things that you need to try to do, protect yourself. If you're out and about and it's hot and you know that an area that you're going to be in might have a lot of bugs, especially during the day, try and wear long sleeves. White is always appropriate, white long sleeve shirt, white long sleeve pants. Try to wear closed-toe shoes, especially if they're going to be in an area where there are going to be a lot of mosquitoes. We suspect that there are a lot of mosquitoes. But the other thing is, mosquitoes are usually attracted to light-colored clothing or bright-colored clothing. So that's something always to think about. If you can, try and stay indoors. But if you do venture out, put on your insect repellent. Try to use a bug repellent that is registered by the EPA. Not everything, of course, is registered. And if it has like DET or oil of lemon or eucalyptus, those are usually things that will help to protect you. If possible, try and stay indoors during sunrise and sunset because that's when the mosquitoes are out the most. But like I said, don't just feel that you have to stay inside all of the time. But if you do venture out, the key thing is to protect yourself. If you see that one of your neighbors has a pool where there's still standing water, you know that mosquitoes love that perfect environment. So don't go and sit outside your backyard with a pool that's in your neighbor's backyard that might be infested with mosquitoes. Or kindly ask your neighbor to empty out some of the pool water.
I've got to stop you for a second, Dr. Michele, because I'm going to tell you I had a moment after seeing your post.
Yes.
So, I'm in my house. My 14-year-old daughter decides to clean out her garbage can in her room. And there's, of course, she leaves maybe about 3 inches of water sitting in the garbage can. So I looked, and like I said, I saw your post, and I said, okay, I'm already skeeved out. What can I do? And I'm looking around the house saying, okay, because I took a step out and went around my house, like the surrounding area of my house, to look for like old buckets or whatever that had X amount of water, dumping all of that stuff. But she had it, believe it or not, in her room. And I said to her, I said, Nyla, what's going on with this? And she said, oh, Dad, I just washed out the garbage can. I was cleaning out the bathroom and everything. I said, okay. And I said, you got to dump this. I think it was the next day, and then the day after that. And then, of course, we all go into parent mode. Yeah. Parent mode, and you know how the pitch in your voice raises, and you just start getting a little crazy. And so, as usual, I might not have been Dad of the Year that day because I did yell. And I said, dump this water. I didn't say Zika. I just said mosquitoes. I said, you don't want this. You do not want this. And I said, the weather being, 90 plus degrees, every other day, I said, please stop. So I want to thank you for,
no problem.
Elevating my pressure.
Here I was thinking, I was like, oh my gosh, she got bit by mosquitoes.
I want to thank you for elevating my pressure with your blog post because, and I might have to come to one of your practices for I think blood pressure medication because
that's no problem.
I was yelling.
But wait a second.
Oh, go ahead.
Before we get you started on the blood pressure medicine, we need to make sure that you've already started to institute some healthy habits as far as exercising and changing how you're eating.
Got you.
So let's not just jump to medicine right away.
Okay. Well, you know how folks are nowadays, Dr. Michele. It's just like, hey, give me some medicine, give me a prescription of whatever. But I've got to tell you, I don't know if I overreacted, but I just saw the water in there, and I just said, oh, my goodness, this poor child doesn't know what she's doing. So, but do you have any other additional tips that are helpful for avoiding Zika? Or?
Well, I guess the main thing to remember is that it is a sexually transmitted disease. That's one of the ways that it can be transmitted. So to always protect yourself, use condoms. Zika will go away on its own. Fortunately, you just have to make sure that you don't monitor for fevers, body aches, things like that. And you can take Tylenol as needed, but the best thing is to discuss how you feel with your doctor if you feel that you have been bit by a mosquito.
Hey, Dr. Michele, I want to ask you something sensitive, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm going to just put it out there.
You don't want to put me on the spot, but you're going to put me on the spot.
I don't want to put you on there, but I'm going to put you on there.
I might answer, then I might not answer.
All right. Tell me about the children that are being born with, their heads or smaller. I mean, there's nothing to combat that, correct?
No, there's nothing. There's nothing at all. I mean, some are being born with microcephaly, some are surviving, and some are not surviving.
Oh.
Long-term effects will be hearing problems, visual defects. Of course, we have the brain deformity, learning defects. These are things that we need to consider, but we also know, yes, Zika could be one of the causes, but sometimes things happen that we have no idea why they happen either.
Gotcha. I want to thank you for answering that question because that's a specific question that I have, and I'm sure so many more people like myself that have glanced over it or have seen Zika sightings or just comments about it on on the web, or you see it on TV, or with your local news. You're kind of just sitting there like, what in the world is this? And is there a way? Your heart feels a certain way for these children.
Yes. Because
they're being born, and it's just like the most we can ask for is a healthy, happy, baby.
Yes. And that's always what you want when a couple finds out that they're pregnant, is that their wish or their prayer is to deliver a healthy baby.
Correct.
And as a physician, that is what you want for each and every one of your patients, for them to be able to conceive.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, Dr. Michele, what's going on your calendar for the week? Who are you going out empowering? Because, I mean, you do a lot of great things, and, you know, you kind of don't like to mention it, but I'll see a post or two on Facebook.
Well, last Sunday, I spoke at Princeton for the At the Well program. They had over 60 young females from throughout the country. A couple of weeks before that, I was over at Swarthmore for the same organization. I think tomorrow, probably just lay low, have a 7-mile run to do in preparation for the Chicago Marathon. I think that'll probably be one of the top priorities. I can't just fall back and not train. I have to keep training even when I don't feel like it. Gotcha.
Hey, before you go, I want to ask you, are your sons into Pokemon Go? Do you guys allow that?
No, they are not at all. No, they are not. I know different individuals that are into it. Matter of fact, one told me that they were in the city last night, so about 4:30 in the morning, looking for Pokemon or whatever they were looking for. And they were saying crowds of people were going down Fifth Avenue, headed to Central Park, looking for whatever they were looking for.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
So you know what? The good thing is, at least they're outside moving as opposed to being inside stationary using their phones.
That's true.
So if that's what gets them moving and getting a little exercise in, so be it. But they also need to get their sleep at the same time.
That is so true. I guess with that, tell us about best ways to get in contact with you. I mean, hey, we know we can hear from Ask Dr. Michele on Saturdays, usually around 4:35 on Late Night Parents. But if it's not a Saturday and if it's 5:35, what should our listeners do?
Well, the best thing is you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. For Instagram and Twitter, it's Ask Dr. Michele. On Facebook, it is Dr. Michele with one L, middle initial C, last name Reed. And my email is Dr. Michele, Michele, and it's Dr. Dr. at Dr. Michele with one L.com. That's Dr. Michele at AskDrMichele.com.
Dr. Michele, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out today.
Well, thank you very much, and I look forward to hearing another exciting show.
You got it. Thanks again.
All right. Thank you. Have a good weekend, too.
You too.
All righty. Bye-bye.
And that was our good friend, Dr. Michele. And she'll have a segment on every Late Night Parents on 1240.